You know I planned it. I'm a definitely straight with conspiracy gate. And I'm guessing I'm mocking when I'm the locale. Cause your internet pants ain't so internet now. So why you sit back and post and harass? I got this dragon dildo right up my ass. So mommy street mentions just a crack garage. I'm getting butt harmed by the fruity farms. Ethan's girl's a youngin' and I won't say nothing, cause a high school potato is what gets him nuts. When I finish watching, I'm spent, I'm done. Remember the Dr. Phil episodes I was on? Cause what you see ain't over yet, and we can bet just how bad my hairline will get. I'm just scheming hard, living in a crack garage, getting real butt harmed by the fruity farms. They say I'm living in a crack garage. I'm getting butt harmed at the fruity farms. They're saying I'm living in a crack garage, but I'm getting butt harmed at the fruity farms. And I can't stand it. You know I planned it. I'm definitely straight with conspiracy gate, but I'm kissing and mocking when I'm in this place because I feel disgrace. You're laughing in my face, but make no mistake, my cam holds my whole shit. Yeah, I'm in love with Maddox. Wait, edit that out. Shit, my double wide cracks. That's just a crack garage. I'm getting butt harmed about the fruity farms.
Well, Faye was a neat girl, the youngest one in town. She had a reputation as a girl who'd been around on D-Live after midnight, begging for them lemons. A fresh one coming from the chat from some old simping man. She'd write some shitty poems, wishing for a friend. The grift goes on forever and the lemons never end. Ethan had a big old gunt, it was fatter than the rest. He was gonna be a graduate, but he couldn't pass the test. So he drank a lot of whiskey, mama's pills he did pop. And the law caught wind of Ethan as he tried to punch a cop. But he was back on D-Live when they set him free again. The grift goes on forever and the lemons never end. Ethan's browsing D-Live and he finds Faye-Faye's stream. Well, he strokes his little pecker and he tries to make it cream. Ethan took his lemons, laid them all out in her chat. Thought to himself, I hope she doesn't mind that I'm this fat. He slides right in her DMs and he's asking for her hand. The grift goes on forever and the lemons never end. They jumped into his Sentra with his camera in hand. Well, Ethan looked at Faye-Faye, said I'll flag him down again. Well, traffic stopped in front of him and Ralph could feel the heat. He could barely take a breath in as he raged PPP. They got a fifth of whiskey, and Ethan took it in. Well, the grift goes on forever, and the lemons never end.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, or should I say ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the August 5th, 2020 edition of Ethan Ralph is a Faggot. Today's edition, we have had our interview with Teaclips. I want to talk a little bit about the Twitter tantrums that have been going on from Ethan Ralph and from fucking Gator. So we're just going to have a look at this because it's the textbook definition of the Jew cries out in pain as he strikes you. Oh, he's hitting me! He's hitting me! Oh, oy vey! Oy fucking vey! That's what's basically happening here, is while Ralph is busy doxing other motherfuckers and trying to ruin other people's lives and shit all over them and, you know, do all sorts of fucked up shit, he's crying out in pain that other people are making fun of him and doxing him. The reality is, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. This guy is a muckraker, a sleazy fucking journalist there who basically runs a gossip website, which, by the way, just want to point out here that it's down. The RalphRetort.com can't be fucking reached. It's not just me, it's everybody, and it's been a couple days now. So either Ralph has purged his site because he's ashamed of info that might be pulled out of articles on it, like him calling Milo Master Milo and shit like this. Weird stuff, you know. I don't know, I would never call another man master, but let alone fucking a homosexual man, because that implies some weird shit. He's either pulled it down to avoid embarrassment or legal problems, or more likely he's just a lazy fucking bum that can't be bothered to pay to keep his fucking website up. Every night he tells you he's the owner and the operator of the RalphRetort.com, but yet it's not up. It doesn't exist anymore. Fucking shocking shit. So here it comes. Here comes the fucking crybaby bullshit. Are you ready? My mom, my dad, my bro, my uncle, my ex-girlfriend, other girlfriend, and current girlfriend. What? Have been doxxed on a website owned by Josh Moon. Background reports, floor plans, house pics, etc. I showed his mom's mugshot for 5 minutes on air. He's personally trying to get the kill stream banned because of it. So the reality is the mother's mugshot included her address, like her date of birth, everything. Everything. And it wasn't just for 5 minutes. It was like a 30-minute segment where he rips on Josh's mother and Josh and me, which is against DLive's policy against doxing, which is why I was banned. And the issue here isn't really the doxing or whatever. I don't think anybody on Kiwi Farms is getting that morally upset. The issue is that the rules aren't being consistently applied, and that DLive is showing you preferential treatment, which is fucked. But this whole, like, victim routine from you is just pathetic. As I waver between not talking about all this and talking about it. The reason is I know it only encourages losers, but on the other hand, the narrative spinning from liars can't be allowed uninterrupted. This screenshot sums up what they're all about over there. I waver between not talking about this. Just stop talking about it, you fucking idiot. You just constantly are feeding people. It's fucking sad. You know, people were trying to rein you in the last few days. I think Daddy Dax was trying to rein you in. Now you're being a retard again, and Daddy Dax is retweeting my tweets. So I don't know what to say there. Being nice to Faith is beta, and Ralph's audience freaks the fuck out the second a woman opens her mouth on his show. If he was actually nice to her, people would assume he wasn't totally based and red-pilled. You think she is unstable enough that Ralph's based and red-pilled behavior could cause her to Ann Hero? Ralph really uses her as a prop, and online bullying clearly gets to her. She is well isolated and far from her home and friends if she has any. So, when you think about this, it's all totally legitimate. Ralph's like trying to project this image of masculinity, which is why he's treating Faith like shit on camera. Ralph's fucked up behavior really could drive her to suicide. It's not that me or anybody else wants to see her kill herself or harm herself or anything like that. She really might, because she has a history of self-harm and she's being bullied aggressively. Why? Because you made her a public figure. You could have dated her, kept it private, and then if people unearthed it and fucked with her, it would have been fucked up. But no, you made it public. You keep showing her off. You keep trying to use it as some sort of trophy to make yourself look like a king or a god, when you really aren't any sort of king or god at all. You're just a drunken fucking redneck. Then we have, like, holy fuck, it's just sad. It's just sad, you know. Somebody asks, is it true he doesn't allow his own info on his website? Ethan says it's true. He does allow his info on his site. He allows people to criticize him. It's bullshit. He doesn't have his own thread, but it is what it is. Gator goes, gasp. You mean the guy hanging out with Mundane Matt is going around trying to flag down your program? Say it ain't so. Like, fuck off, Gator. You degenerate fucking idiot. You idiots have flagged down my show, Josh's show, Godwinson's show. You flagged down the Gunt Retort about 4 or 5 times now on different restreaming channels. You're the flaggers. And the Jew cries out in pain as he strikes you. This is what's happening. Oh, I'm being hurt. I'm being abused. Meanwhile, they're fucking doing all the shit they're trying to accuse other people of. Very fucking sad shit here. You know, but it doesn't stop there. It just keeps fucking going. You know? Like, Ralph keeps playing the victim here. He's, yes, they're openly discussing and hoping to push my girlfriend into offing herself. No, nobody's doing that. You know, I don't want to sound like the morality police. That's what you're doing, man. You run the kill stream. Your whole show is blood sports and gossip and drama and trying to ruin people's lives. That's what you do for a living. And you cry out, oh, I'm being oppressed, I'm being abused. Again, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. We've said some fucked up things, but I never said anything like that. And I didn't turn around and complain about mugshots after. You've turned around and complained about fucking everything, you joker. You bum. You know, then somebody's like, well, didn't you threaten to dox me last week? Because he probably did, because he threatens to do it all the time. I'll make your bitch famous, Vouch. I'll dox your bitch. And this guy is like pretending he's a Puritan and he's above it all and he's a good man. No, you really are one of the biggest morons on this fucking website, Sophane. That's what I did. Put lame-ass name in quotes when you were too big of a pussy to tag me with your tweet. That's a dox threat now? Lamau, you gigantic pussy. I was making fun of your dumb moniker. Like, oh my God. You're the pussy, Ethan. You're the one crying about being bullied online. Then Ralph sends out, ha ha ha, Josh. Josh, in his infinite wisdom, just confirmed that he reported me to D-Live. He assumed D-Live told me about it, but they hadn't. I just knew he was doing it because it was obvious. Look at all his goons and their videos, but now he 100% confirmed it. So we'll go to Josh's post because the reality of it is that this was leaked. This was leaked to Ethan Ralph by the D-Live staff. That's how he got it. He didn't get it from Kiwi Farms. He posted it because it was leaked. He knew. Because the staff is leaking info to him. Because they're biased. And he has the staff in their pocket. For what fucking reason? We can only speculate. I imagine it either has something to do with money laundering or child pornography. But again, those are purely speculative thoughts. We don't really have evidence of this other than circumstantial evidence. And that's not good enough, apparently, for Daddy Jim. I know Sargon's doing it. What the fuck, nigga? You know, like, that reality. Like, fuck. So this is Joshua Moon saying, hi, what reason specifically was my account banned 6 times for? Your channel was restricted for rebroadcasting copyrighted content and the chat not being moderated. It was explained to me that the chat not moderated according to our community guidelines was that he was doxxed in my chat, which he certainly didn't fucking see. And then he goes, are you aware that Ethan Ralph doxed my mother on D-Live? Have you taken action about that, or you just apply your rules however you feel like that day? I have noticed you chose not to reply to this email, but instead told Ralph that I had asked you about it. Allow me to explain my intent. I do not care what Ethan Ralph does on his program, but I expect that if he is allowed to parade around my mother on his program, I am allowed to make fun of him on my channel. I only expect a fair and equitable handling of this situation. Totally reasonable. Ralph's like, oh, look, he's snitching. No, you're the snitch. You're the one that got everybody banned, and now when people try and apply the same treatment to you that you're applying to other people, you go, yeah, let's look at them, they're flagging me and doxing me and ruining my life and cyberbullying me. You fucking whiny little bitch. Welcome to the internet, bitch. It's fucking tough, isn't it? Maybe you should have thought about that before you fucking dropped out of school and, tried to become the Gamergate Messiah. Maybe you should have thought about how tough it would be to be an online personality and absorb criticism, Or maybe you should have fucking not run a muckraking, gossiping, doxing fucking program. I don't know. Am I fucking crazy? Have I gone to fucking crazy town? These people are crying out, oh, it's gay ops. It gets even gayer. Ralph just keeps going. He's like retweeting this guy. The motto is dox everyone. It's not that he's upset about the doxing. What he's upset about is that he's getting away with it and other people are being punished. And the platform is a fucking joke. Then we're trying to dunk on Monday and Matt. And then he's crying about this guy trying to get the kill stream banned. The other day, the Ralph Retort did a stream in which he spent the first 15 minutes or so ranting about user mad at the internet. And his mother, who was arrested. He has since removed that stream, but a clip of it can be found here. This violates, look at it, violates all the community guidelines here. If you're going to ban Matt at the internet, PPP and Godwinson won for harassing Ralph. You must ban Ralph for harassing Josh and streaming information about his mom. If you're able to look in logs, you'll see the stream which he did, which had the title Judas Moon and the Cancer Click. As in the clip in YouTube I linked above, the title alone is harassment of Josh. Please ban Ralph from your platform. He is toxic and will cause harm to your brand, just like he led to the downfall of StreamMe. Again, very reasonable emails. These people are openly coming out and saying this. It's not being leaked. It's not a gay op. D-Live is sending this to Ralph. Like, Gator tries to spin this in his mind. We'll get to Gator in a second, but it's just very embarrassing shit here from Gator. And from Ralph as well. Like, look at this shit. Look at it, he's going even harder. Oh, man. Gator's just fucking going apeshit. Alright. It's because they know the longer this goes on without Josh winning this gay internet feud, the more likely he takes a trip to Bubba Wallace's garage? What? What is he talking about? Like, Josh is going to kill himself because you're bullying him, Gator? So once again, like, this whole moral high ground about, like, oh no, they're bullying my girlfriend into suicide. Like Gator wants to bully Josh into suicide. It's just crazy, the hypocrisy here. The craziness. Crying out in pain as you're hitting other people. Officer, he's abusing me. As the other guy lies in a puddle of fucking blood. Honestly, Josh was a friend of the show and Killstream got him and his site a ton of exposure. It's the other way around. The Killstream hasn't done shit for the Kiwi farms. Even if they did dox people, didn't let it bother you, but he kept bitching and complaining, getting mad at the internet. The reality is you're the one that's doxing people on your show and being a scumbag. Kiwi Farms does it as well. Look at this now. All they said was that someone had reported us. They never told us who did it. So Gator admits that the D-Live staff sent them the reports. Jesus Christ, Josh, you're turning into fucking Maddox with your gay ops. It always has to go back to like a monster of the week. His frame of reference solely consists of Kraut, Mundane Matt, Tonka Saw, and Maddox, the fucking monsters of the week, and he has to relate it back to that. Why does it always have to be your Maddox or Tonka Saw or your Mundane Matt? Like, it's just retarded. Ralph showed her mugshot on air and he cried that it was a dox. It was! It had her full address in it. It's his mother, for fuck's sake. It's his mom. And you guys are gonna cry about Faith being exposed to shit because you put her in that position as some sort of bargaining chip to show that you guys were winning? It's just gay. Those dude, he flat out admitted he reported our channel for doxing. It's right there. For guys that cry about Jannies all the time, you're trying real hard to clean it up for Joshua. You've reported everybody else's channel. Turnaround is fair play. You're getting everybody else banned. People just want to see the same standard applied. And if it's not applied, they want to know why. Gator, you fucking idiot. Remember when all of them were pissed at my replies last week saying I couldn't prove they were doing gay ops? Like I said before, gay ops always leak. I just didn't imagine they'd do it to themselves like this. Gator, it's not a gay op. Not everything that's trolling you or fucking with you is a gay op, I'm sorry to say. And the reality is gay op is a term that was invented by Jim like a year ago. And it really doesn't carry any weight with me or anybody else who has a fucking brain in their head. You dipshit. And all this shit's being done in the open. It's not in secretive Discord's cloak and dagger. These people are saying, yeah, we reported him because he is breaking the rules. And what the fuck is going on? That's what they're saying. It's bizarre how you guys always end up dealing with the same shit we do at the same time, just from an entirely different community. Oh. They got in trouble for stealing Ralph's Patreon content. Now they're trying to rewrite history because they got caught trying to jarbo their way to victory. The only person here who's a jarbo is you, you fucking dipshit. And the things that you're being reported for are completely valid. And if you don't believe in reports, I mean, why the fuck are all my channels being flagged down? This is fucking ridiculous. Oh, even if we are breaking the terms of service, reporting us is wrong. Well, then why are you reporting me, Gator? And why? I mean, it's just crazy. Now look at Drummer points out, holy shit, DLive is leaking information to Ralph. Just deleted my account with them. Don't give DLive your info. By the way, don't fucking give them your driver's license or your passport. Don't do that, because then Ethan will have all your shit. You know, he goes, hey, dumber. Really original there, Gator. Gator. Fuck. I know you're an absolute idiot desperate for clout and attention after getting publicly humiliated by Nick DeOrio and crew. But here's the original source, you absolute clown. The reality is, Gator, you did confirm that they were sending it to you. You're just a dipshit. He goes, before trying to cover for your buddies, maybe check in with them to make sure you're on the same page.
Does anyone even know who Nick DeOrio is?
No! No one knows! No one cares!
Who the fuck is Nick DeOrio?
No one knows or cares! Yeah. It's just so fucking ridiculous. It's just this insane claim. PPP is flagging us. Oh my god, Josh is flagging us. Oh! You know, as you're taking other people's shit down, it's just ridiculous. It's just crazy. It just feels like I'm in fucking... Who is buying this bullshit that Gator is selling? Is anyone buying this shit? Who believes in this? No one. No one. You know, and they are breaking the rules, and they do deserve to be reported. Once again, I don't believe in reporting or flagging or any of this shit. But when you bring it to that level and you start getting other people banned, what do you expect to happen? Especially when you're breaking the same fucking rules. Every night, he broadcasts Tucker Carlson's show and clips of other copyrighted material, and that's fine. But when we look at his copyrighted material, which, by the way, isn't even copyrighted, it's not been registered, so there is no fucking, there really is no DMCA violation, is the reality.
Hello?
Then it's evil, and we have to be stopped. Just fucking bullshit. The Twitter tantrums just continue. And it just never ends.
You know, Gator's whole life is a gay off against not being a faggot. No.
That's the fucking reality of this shit. Like, what the fuck? I want to show some people some shit here from Dick Masterson. I'm also going to show you guys a voice clip from Gator, which is pretty funny. But I want to show you guys this. This is the LA-based comedian's profile on Twitter. It's all real. Look at this. He retweets my tweet. Oh, no. All right. I'll see you in a bit. But there it is. Oh, no, Ethan, no. That's no. Oh, fuck. It's pretty jokes. The Mr. Leahy fucking meme here. We will drink down every one of these fucking bottles. They're all going down. That's the reality. And Dax realizes which way the winds of shit are blowing. And, you know, he's commiserating with me. He's collaborating with me. We're going to have the Dick show. Dick Masterson is going to be actually on the People's Populist Press show. If not tonight, then tomorrow. It's going to be an incredible debate with Mr. Ronnie Ralph. It's going to be some exciting shit. Get excited. Get excited. We have Dick Masterson coming live on the fucking program. Huge fucking get for the show. Huge fucking get for the show. So I'm going to play something here off of Cal. We are. Yeah, we got Dick. We got him. We got him live on the show. It's going to be some exciting shit. Let me see if I can get this pulled up. Look at this shit.
Well, it's about posturing. And I imagine part of it is the fact that he's got a weird obsession with me, PPP does. And I don't know whether it's he's jealous because he called in to Ralph's show forever ago with a forgettable bit, and it just didn't take off, and Ralph dropped him, and so he's had this like weird sort of jealousy thing going with me. I told a story back on the Kill Stream forever ago. I think it was Dick Masterson's first episode on there, about a girlfriend I had. I think PPP was trying to say this story to like dunk on me or something, and it was very weird, honestly. Well, it's about posturing.
So I just had to let it be put through once. I mean, it's about posturing. It's not about posturing. It's about the truth and lies. And it's about what's right and what's wrong. And it's about grifting or being righteous. That's what it's about, Gator. That's what this whole thing is about. It has nothing to do with me being jealous of you. Man, you look like you're 45 years old. You know, you look fucking like you have a lazy eye, fucking drooping, wearing a luchador mask, being the sidekick to an alcoholic, pill-popping piece of white trailer trash. That's the reality. Nobody's jealous of you. So far as me fucking calling into the kill stream one time, I called into the kill stream exactly one time and was told to kill myself because I showed my asshole. So I told him, well, I'm pretty sure you bent over and got fucked in your asshole quite a bit in prison, didn't you? Probably reminded you about that, didn't it? That's why you're obsessed about it. He didn't like that. And I told him, like, man, I like the show. I'm not trying to fuck with you or anything like that. He decided to continue fucking with me, trying to fuck my life up. That's the reality. He fucking contacted my church. He contacted my family. He is just a scumbag piece of shit. That's the reality about that. And that's why I take it personal. And as soon as I saw the Miami scam and the Knoxville scam and the gun revealed and all this shit, I realized, fuck this guy, and I'm going to go after him because he went after me. That's how this happened. It has nothing to do with jealousy of Gator. Nobody is jealous of you, Gator. So far as your girlfriend goes, this fake Puerto Rican girlfriend, she's not real, Gator.
Part of it is the fact that he's got a weird obsession with me, PPP.
Nobody's obsessed with you, Gator. You insert yourself into this constantly. You could just walk away, but you don't. You loyally slurp every fucking drop of grease from the crease of the gunt. Fuck me.
forever ago, as with a forgettable bit, and it just didn't take off, and Ralph dropped him, and so...
The reality was they were playing my clips on the show because they were actually entertaining, me going after V and me going after Sargon and shitting on all sorts of other fucking people. That was being played on the show as early as fucking November of 2018. That's the reality. Come to January, then the asshole thing happens. They turn on me, try and fuck with me. Then, then I go after them, after Knoxville and Miami and the pedophile fucking child porn stream with Worski and all this fucking shit. That's the actual reality of what happened.
He's had this like weird sort of jealousy thing going with me. I told a story back on the Kill Stream Forever, I think it was Dick Masterson's first episode on there, about a girlfriend I had. I think PPP was trying to like try to say this story to like dunk on me or something. It was very weird.
It's not weird to dunk on you for that. You invented a fake girlfriend to hide your virginity from your fucking Lord and Savior Dax Herrera, who, by the way, is retweeting my tweets, not yours, is coming on my show, not yours. So, what the fuck? What the fuck, Gator? You joke. You bum. You jabroni, Gator. What a beta. Just a sad little fucking loser is Gator. That's the reality. The Twitter tantrums fucking continue. The retort's been fucking aborted. You know?
Okay, so Nikita wins by a fucking stretch, because Owen's really based. He's not a fucking grifter, regardless what PPP wants to fucking tell you.
So this is the 2020 International Grifter League Championship. Bracket 1 Surfer's opinion is that Ricada advances over Owen Benj, or Owen Benj.
Well,
Yeah,
the guy's just shameless. He launders money from like the fucking Freemasons.
Not only that,
the triads.
but think about it. Ricada, you have to spend $20 for him to read your super chat.
I mean, all fucking Owen did was ask for $2 million to build Beartari.
Yeah, he got 200 grand. I don't know. He's a pretty big grifter, Owen. There.
Owen's
This
just
is like
based,
this
that's
is
it.
like the Super Bowl fucking right now. It's going to be tough between these two. I think the winner of this might go all the way. Jeremy Hambley and Anita Sarkeesian.
Now, I've never heard of fucking Jeremy Hambley in my life. I have no idea who that is. But I have heard of Anita Sarkeesian, and I heard she's pretty fucking shameless, so she wins that one.
Yeah, Anita's gonna beat Jeremy Hambley. I don't know who he is. Anita had a really successful Kickstarter campaign. She's a hardcore grifter. She's gonna win that one. We got Dick Masterson versus Baked Alaska.
Well, obviously Baked Alaska. Like, Dick's pretty fucking hard grifter, and I mean with the new project too and everything, but like at least the guy sticks to his fucking libertarian morality to some level, you know. He's able to hold on to some moral framework.
This is a tough matchup because
whereas Baked Alaska just jumps on whatever the fucking next Yang Gang fucking We Love Our Cops fucking CAG anthem, whatever's fucking next, you know. If it's to disavow fucking 8chan and the alt-right because he was radicalized, you know, like, Baked has no morality. Dick does have some, Simp does have some fucking base level of libertarian morality, you know. Baked doesn't. Baked's just probably... my bet is that Baked is gonna go all the way. Like,
you
in
think
my mind,
Baked is
Alaska,
he's a fucking high level contender, isn't Baked? I mean, Baked has no morals, no conscience, no principles at all.
His whole character embodies to me what is
the question
drift.
The question is though, with the grift, I mean, is it who's making the most money, who's the most shameless? It's hard to really say. It's just overall who is the biggest grifter. And, you know, it's tough. Like, Dick ran the new Project 2 Mafia and all this fucking
Baked
shit.
Alaska, like, is what you think of when you think of a grift.
The first thing that pops into your head is Baked.
Like,
all right.
Baked is the embodiment of the grift.
I think Baked is a bigger grifter than Dick, but that's a competitive match. Ian Miles Chong versus Zoe Quinn.
Oh, I don't really know much about either of those people. I know Ian Miles Chong is just a bit of a faggot, and he was on Tucker Carlson one time. And Andy Worski fucking swatted him. You know, Zoe Quinn, is that the one that like got
She made
fucked
Depression
by the
Quest?
Conservative?
No, she made Depression Quest and the whole Gamergate thing. She got fucked by the Five Guys. Yeah, this is beyond Surfer's time.
She got fucked by the Five Guys.
This is another tough matchup. Ian Miles Chong is a shameless grifter and a piece of shit. But Zoe Quinn and the Depression Quest and the Five Guys, I think Zoe is going to win this bracket. Ethan Ralph versus Dame Pesos. What do you think?
Well, that one's not even fucking tough. Ralph's sort of like baked in that he has no fucking morality. He has no ideological fucking base or ideological framework that he sticks to. He's just the fucking probably the biggest grifter in the alt-right, you know? Like, he just sells out everything that he fucking says for the dollar, you know, and he's not even doing good at it lately.
Yeah, I honestly, I think this is one of the biggest mismatches on the entire
like,
bracket.
Dame Pesos at least makes me laugh from time to time, you know, like, sometimes Dame is sort of funny, you know.
Here's the next bracket, Mr. Medicare versus Memology 101. This is tough. This is a fucking real grudge match here between these two. On the one hand, you have Daddy Jim, who said he would never grift, he would never sell t-shirts, he would never take super chats, but now he is.
It, you know?
And the hypocrisy.
And because Jim has sold all his fucking morals out, that's why I'm going to give this one.
But you got to remember, Memology has never made anything good. His content is super lazy,
like,
and he's proud of it.
Memology, like fucking discount Dame Pesos.
Yeah, he's like discount Dame.
You know, like,
it's not very good. It's a tough fucking match, honestly, because Medicare fell from such heights. I think he is the bigger grifter, but Memology
you may as well put Mr. Medicare versus Nick DeOrio. Like, who the fuck is Nick DeOrio?
No one even cares.
You know, and that's why
in this next matchup, see, I don't know who Ethan Van Shiver is, but it's Ethan Van Shiver versus Nick Fuentes.
Well, same thing. Like, who the fuck is Ethan Van Shiver, and why do I care? You know, like,
he might have done some crazy grift or whatever, but we don't know. I'm just going to give it to Fuentes by default because we don't know who this guy is.
Well, he fucking
does the
Catholic grift, you know. He does the fucking, like,
he sells the website
traditional fucking conservative grift. Well, meanwhile, just banging a cat boy and letting a cat boy touch him in his asshole.
Yeah. All right.
You know, for money.
Final matchup: Revenge of the Cis versus Shoe on Head.
You know, that's tough. No, I'm thinking of the fucking wrong person. You know, I don't really know much about Revenge of the Cis. I think maybe Owen said he was gonna chop their legs.
Yeah, I think
one
so.
Time and say so he couldn't butt pump behind dumpsters. You know,
Revenge of the Cis are pretty terrible grifters, but Shoe on Head does have that e-girl grift going on. She's one of the only real e-girls that's in this.
Well, she's not even like an attractive woman.
Well, you know, the thing is, she's bald. She's bald. She wears a wig in every video. Did you know that? Yeah.
Why is she bald? Does she have cancer?
No, she has a condition where her hair falls out.
Alopecia?
Yeah, something like that.
That.
Yeah.
Or I did at some point.
So she wears wigs or whatever.
One day I woke up and I just had like 23 bald spots on my fucking hair.
I think the winner of this bracket is a real dark horse to take it home. I wouldn't be surprised if Shoe on Head could go all the way.
I don't take fucking women seriously, really at all, you know, on the internet. Never, like, the one thing Fuentes is right about is never e-girls. Yeah. I don't take opinions from fucking women. So I'm going to have to give this one to Revenge of the Cis.
I'm also going to give it to Revenge of the Cis, but I won't be surprised if Shoe on Head gets it, because there's a lot of hatred for e-girls and the e-girl grift. I'm surprised Brittany Venti didn't make the list, to be honest. I probably would have slotted in Venti over Shoe on Head. to be honest. But that's it. Those are our predictions and preview for the Grifter Championship. The polls are open now. Get excited there, guys. Make sure to fucking vote. The results are coming at the end of the show.
Fucking Ricada, Anita Sarkeesian, fucking Baked Alaska. Who did I give it to? Zoe Quinn?
Yep.
Zoe Quinn, Ethan Ralph, fucking Jim, Nick Fuentes, and Revenge of the Sis.
I'm pretty much in agreement. I think Dick might edge out Baked. And I think...
No, buddy, you can't edge out fucking Baked Alaska.
I'm not going to be surprised.
In terms of who's a bigger grifter.
I won't be surprised.
It's impossible to be a bigger grifter than Baked Alaska. Like,
yeah.
Baked Alaska is fucking what it is to grift. Like, the term grift was coined because of Baked Alaska.
It's true.
You know, you can't be a bigger grifter than Baked Alaska.
I think Baked is the prohibitive favorite, although Ricada is fucking up there too there, boys. Ricada really could fucking give Baked a run for his money there. We'll see what happens. We'll see. All right. We'll find out the results at the end of the show. We'll see you then. Okay, we are now live here with Teaclips, the leader of the Simp Mafia, the leader of the Simp armies, the dominatrix of the universe who controls every Kiwi farmer's mind with her telepathic control. How are you doing today, Teaclips?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. You know, I'm just a big clip channel, you know, clout chasing psychopath who is doing a good job getting into people's personal lives, you know, that clip.
Yeah.
I'm very proud.
Amazing. So I just wanted you to introduce yourself, kind of what you do on the internet, how long you've been doing it, all that sort of stuff. Most people already know who you are that are watching this, but for people who are ignorant or whatever, let us know a little bit about yourself, okay?
Well, it just started with like the Boober Lee username, with a lot of people out of Andy's, like, I don't know, community fan group. Just started like shit posting basically to Teaclips, except it was just called Clips at one time, then it got changed to Teaclips. Just because instead of just taking like little bits of random nothing, I just started taking just the drama instead of focusing like on politics like Kronos or American Pride would do.
Okay. So I just wanted to ask you we'll start from the beginning. How did you get like initially involved with Ethan Ralph and Gator and flipping their stuff? How did that come to be? Because you started out as like a Warski fan, right?
Well, it was actually just generally internet blood sports in general. All of us were put on like a website. I accidentally got like the arrow stuck with my channel because that's what Zintrax put up on the site, and it was all just to troll somebody else. It wasn't really like we were working together or anything. It was just all just tons of streams, too many streams. So it was just helpful to clip down the stuff.
Okay.
Now, I started noticing the kill stream, but there was like another clip channel called Frankly None of Your Business. And I see this person constantly in your chat. They will not talk to me. And I want to know, like, because they were clipping the kill stream regularly at that time. And they just vanished off the map, like a lot of other clip channels. So I'm really curious about that. Like, why is so many people associated with Ralph, they just disappear?
Well, I imagine it's because he threatens them or blackmails them or tries to dox them or ruin their lives. That's what I imagine. I would just wager that guess. What I wanted to ask you, because, you know, the way I looked at it, you were very loyal to them. You were kind of one of their capos. You see it a little bit.
No. Okay, so basically the Baked Alaska thing happened, and I was like, okay, I know, frankly, none of your business clips them regularly, but this is just too big to ignore, and the kill stream really blew up. And that's when I started clipping them. But I was never like one of their capos or anything. There's like no really organized thing. It's just a whole bunch of streams and you clip who you're allowed to clip.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, did Ralph ever direct you to clip something? He told you, clip this for me? Or did he ever tell you, hey, send out a tweet defending me?
Oh
or
God.
defending Peter or Dick Masterson? Did that ever happen?
No. He's never asked me to defend him. He's never asked me to clip anything. The thing that like basically he fell out about was he was mad I didn't clip something. Like I'm psychically supposed to know he wanted me to clip that. And he didn't actually ask me.
See,
I've actually sent things to him, like for his show. Like I've talked to Onision for him. I've sent him clips, like different things, like baked Alaska or this or that. But he's never asked me to clip something or defend him. But
so you were like, just an enthusiastic, self-directed capo for him. He wasn't telling you to speak Onision for him or do these things.
No. I wasn't like a capo at all. It's like he's just the streamer, and like I will send things to anybody like who hasn't like banned me and is okay with me clipping them. Just basically because it contributes to the show.
Because this is the situation, right? Like I want to know why Ralph's turned on you in such an aggressive way, and Gator has, because it's gotten really, really bitter. Like what they're saying about you, Gator's saying, I think you're a psychopath. You've lost your mind. They're attacking you really viciously. Like, why has it gotten this bitter? What is going on?
It's just like so extreme. Like the first time that Ralph has ever like just like gotten angry with me was probably back in February. And that was when I clipped Wild Smile. And Wild Smile was talking about being blocked by Ralph. So it's kind of weird that like there was never like this public falling out between the two of them. And he was like mad that basically I pointed it out. He's like, you're stirring shit. And he was like, it was just like shocking to me that he was angry. He's never been angry at me before. And usually when somebody confronts me angry, I'm just like surprised, So, oops. Are you still there?
Yeah, no, I'm still here.
Oh, okay, because my battery's apparently at 20%. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
So that's when the first time he got angry, and then it was like the most recently, and that was like when you basically came back. When you came back, it was like I was happy because there was like more variety to clip, basically. And he doesn't like it because you're negative towards him. And he's like, you've been running these clips for like 2 weeks now. You're running an anti-Ralph channel. And he started like put that in with Josh too, even though I've read clips like that were basically making fun of Josh as well. But he totally ignores that. And he throws it all into one thing.
Mm-hmm. Because
he's just
oh,
go ahead.
Just how bitter it is, because all you were doing was clipping my stuff and putting it up. You weren't like really giving it like a full-throated endorsement or saying this guy's great or wonderful or that Ralph's terrible or anything like that.
No.
Kind of clipping my stuff and not clipping his stuff because it wasn't as entertaining to you.
Yeah, he was really mad I didn't cover. What drama was he covering? He was saying it was like the biggest drama that they've had, and he was like really he was upset about that. I clipped that weird guy, that gold silo guy.
Okay.
And he's like he basically pointed out like this is what Teaclips has been clipping, it's like this retarded shit, and I've been covering the biggest drama. Like he was just really getting mad I wasn't clipping him.
I just don't know what to say. I mean, it blows my mind because what he was doing was really boring. And again, like, I'm trying to be objective about it, even though I really don't like the guy. But the reason I don't like the guy is because he's become so boring with his show that it can't redeem his scumbag behavior. Every night you tune in, it's just Tucker Carlson clips and reading the news, and there's no real discussion of what's going on in the sphere with drama or any of that anymore. And a lot of the audience, I think, are tuning out for that reason. And so it didn't surprise me you weren't clipping his stuff. But there's nothing like you weren't engaged in sexual relations with these guys.
No, I wasn't.
Because it's so bitter, like the anger and the vitriol towards you is crazy. I just don't understand why they're this upset. Saying that you run an army of simps. There's nothing really. You just They're just that thin-skinned, eh?
Well, it's very strange to me, but he basically, at one point it's like it's my fault I'm not clipping him, and then at the time it's like he doesn't want me to clip him. Like he's blaming me for his issues. Like he back in early June he sends me my own comment, and I told somebody in the comments the fear is real. From what I can tell, normally people like responding to certain dramas. I don't know why this one is oh so scary. Thank you for your essay. And the person wrote a whole essay shitting on Ralph. Yeah. And he sends that to me and he goes laugh out loud. And I'm like, this is what's happening. People are just, they're afraid to talk because they'll get blocked. They'll get shed on by Ralph. This is not like a really good thing for anybody to be hosting entertainment. Mm-hmm. And he just tells me I'm a snake. I see your comments. I see what you're running. I'm telling you what I think. And he's basically threatening to stream about me at this point. Just because I said that.
Yeah, I mean, well, him and Worski did like an hour and a half of just calling you some of the worst names, like Beluga Lee, you're fat, you're ugly, you're a whore, like you wanted Andy's penis, all this stuff. Really vicious stuff. That honestly, and I'm not the type of guy that's like, that's, you've gone too far, but it was making me a little bit uncomfortable even, because just to talk about somebody in that way when they really didn't do anything to you at all, I think it's kind of fucked up. But Surfer's brought the water in. He's got the water in. 7 cases of water there. So lots of water. We're going to be hydrated here. So I want to transition into. Yeah, go ahead.
That stream specifically, I thought was like hilarious because the two of them are literally losing their shit. Like they're like, they think like they're doing something and they're like hoping it's hurting me and stuff, and I'm like just like watching them like, what are they even doing? Like, and it's just confusing the audience. The audience is like, why is Ralph and Andy mad at a clip channel?
Most people again don't even know who you are. And they're
right, and that's good because it's nothing is about me. I'm just like, I literally watch this stuff and like, hey, let's share this funny moment. But yeah, I'm clout chasing, so literally not making it about me, but they make it about me. But I'm clout chasing.
So I know for a fact that you have a treasure trove of direct messages that would be very embarrassing to them if they were to be leaked. But you did leak. You did leak some things that I did want to discuss with you. Yeah. One of the more interesting, that meat's bad. Yeah. We got RJ's mom here, or Surfer's mom here. What I wanted to ask you about was this whole thing about Ralph going with you to the funeral of Maddox. Or this road rage or whatever. Yeah. He was like simping in your DMs and like asking you to go. Tell us this story. What was going on with it? Give us the full context.
Okay, so I was like considering going and then not considering going because I didn't want to go if Josh was going. That's a whole different drama. But then I realized I was like too late to get a ticket, and I was talking to him about it, and then he said he could get me a ticket if I was his date, instead of being like, oh, I could just get you a ticket, because he's friends with Dick Masterson or whatever, And like, I don't want to be mean, so I'm just like, yeah, that'd be fun. But then I'm like talking to Riley, and Riley's telling me he thinks Dick's going to get more tickets. So that's what ended up happening. And I end up like purchasing a ticket instead of like, and I told Ralph, oh, I was able to purchase a ticket. Basically, but the plan was Dick's show assistant, or I guess he's his producer, Riley and Mint. They were going to drive down from Idaho, and they were going to pick up me and Kino from Arizona, and we were going to drive over to California. Basically, It was the funeral of Maddox. I didn't want to I wanted to see what was going to happen. It was like basically closing up that lore for the show. I thought it would be interesting to see what happens, basically.
So. Did you feel like Ralph was like trying to pressure you into being like his date, or maybe to have sex with him? Like,
I just think he didn't know how to ask. Like, he didn't want to be like direct because he would be rejected or not, like. So I just think he was just trying to do that. Basically.
You think he was trying to get into your pants, basically, right?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think he was too scared to be direct to ask for a date because I think he was just too afraid of being rejected.
Well, that's the sort of tendency that a beta male would do, as they're so fond of saying.
It was really obvious, and I wasn't gonna be like mean, you know. So I'm like never mean. So.
Well, because what's funny is they call you fat, beluga lee, you're ugly, you're awful, you're terrible. But
I know.
Comes out the evidence he wants to take you on a date,
which just makes it funnier for me. I know all of this, you know, and and I like, and oh my gosh, Andy's so bad. Andy's worse than Ralph because, like, he was like still with his girlfriend, and he would have done something with me if I didn't tell him no. Then.
Okay,
so it wasn't.
I'm gonna skip ahead, and I'm going to ask you this directly.
Yeah.
Did you fuck Andy Worski?
No, I've never met him. No.
Did you want his penis? You were a fangirl of his. Did you want it?
Okay. See, this is unfair because it's like, okay, I was a fan of him for like long before like we ever watched the streams or whatever, but it was more like just getting his attention. And once I got his attention, that was like it. Yeah, like he actually wanted to do something. I didn't really actually want to.
So he wanted to fuck you, but you said no, like coke ski, tard ski, chill, buddy.
Well, I just told him we want different things. Like he obviously just wanted to hook up with a fan, and I don't want to like associate like that way, you know. And I thought it ended fine, but then he ended up later, you know, lying and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, looking at the quality of some of the women that Worski had been with, like the Pine Cone and all this shit.
Okay, that was after. That was after.
That after. Okay.
Yeah, that was after. Yeah.
So he couldn't get the Beluga Lee, so he went to
the
Pine Cone. Okay.
Oh, and she was in my DMs afraid that Andy was back with Shanae before they even went to Knoxville. Like, I'm like, she was like so afraid he was gonna like cheat with her. And that actually did end up happening. He got back with Sinead to cheat with Kirsten because he just wanted to cheat.
Yeah. See, the Knoxville lore just continues to expand. See, it's going to be 10 years down the line, and there will still be lore coming out about Knoxville. Oh, there was this, there was that.
Right.
Who knows anymore, you know, but it's some interesting stuff.
Oh, and then I had people in my DM sending me Kirsten's nudes thinking I was her. And they were like, you can blame the taco, and which they mean Dame Pesos or Dame Pesos. And I told him about that. And he's like, well, next time, you know, like that happens, you can actually blame the taco. And he tried to do his like own like kind of like gay op type of thing against me. Like that clip, the first clip I clipped about the conspiracy. He was like so upset about it. He wrote a comment, but then it vanished, which I think YouTube just deleted it. But he's like, you deleted my comment. And he was like accusing me of deleting it. And in your creator studio, sometimes it'll show you who commented.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
That's all right.
And gosh. Okay, so there was like his comment and I screenshot it because it was still left there. And I made it the thumbnail. And I'm like, you can rewrite your comment and I'll pin it. But he was trying to basically say that I was deleting his comment, and then he apologized to me and he said, well, I saw that stuff with PPP and I thought there was a gay op, and well, now he's blocked me, but he did apologize for a while.
Surfer's showing me all the candies and treats he's got, you know, my penis is getting rock hard for it. I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit distracted there. I wanted to say, because speaking of like Dame Pesos, him and Emology 101, they're just like gun guarding so hard. They're like,
I haven't seen memes stuff, but yeah, Dame, he deleted his post though.
I wanted to ask you, why do you think these people gun guard so hard, so aggressively? Like, it really doesn't have a whole lot to do with them. Like, I've hypothesized they're involved in like a money laundering operation or a child pornography ring. Can you enlighten me as to why these people defend him so hard to the death, it seems?
Well, okay, some of the people I think like Dame, it's just like that's his side and he chose that side and he's gonna protect them. However, you have to wonder like why are these foreigners so invested in like US politics? And I know you're like Canadian, but like like so invested in like going after
to move to the United States. I think he's expressed interest in that. He doesn't like living in Chile. I know Memology has said that like he's broke and like it sucks living in Chile or whatever, and he wants to move to a first world country. So because he was on Kiwi Farms going hard, I'm surprised you missed that. He was going wild trying to say like that Ralph's a good guy and all this shit.
Gosh.
And it, you know, he was saying, yeah, my content's lazy. I'm making money off lazy content, losers. Like, that's what he was doing. So. But I just don't understand. So you think it's just because they're on the same side about Jarbo? Because he's like defending the teenage thing. He's defending the flag.
There's the Jarbo thing, but there's also, at the height of Ralph's engagement, he was nice to them, you know, basically. And that probably did help give them somewhat of a boost, but really they don't need Ralph. I mean, they can still associate with YouTube. Ralph can't, you know, but I think it's a side thing. Now, like Ralph being involved in something else, it would make sense because he like oddly travels the country like for no reason. Like, like he's just like in DC for, you know, like, okay, maybe he was just doing a date thing, but I don't know. He takes a lot of trips. And his show really isn't all that interesting for people to be putting that much money into it. So for it to be about something else, you know, would be interesting to find out.
Because you've seen his chat. Like, if you actually get rid of the stickers, it's about one.
Oh, it wasn't moving at all. At all. But I saw it on YouTube too, and it was just like that. You know, not moving.
But yet these super chats and these lemons are pouring in. And
right.
I just wonder, like, where the fuck, like, are these people real? Are they all bots? Is it like a money laundering scheme? Because New Project 2, the official reason that Dick cited for why they blacklisted him was money laundering or whatever. He sent out a tweet like this. So I just wonder, like, do you suspect of something like that, or do you know anything about that? I don't want to, of course, implicate you in this criminal conspiracy, but you tell us.
No, I don't know anything specifically related to that. I know like anytime you open an account, you're going to be talked to about money laundering, and I don't think he was actually really even given an official reason why. From what I read, I don't think he was actually given a real reason.
Okay. I want to ask you about Dingo, because you shared the DMs that Dingo sent to you. How did you feel when Dingo asked you if you had ever burned the coal?
Okay, that was funny, but that actually reminded me of when Ralph and Andy were playing a video clip of somebody who was talking about burning the coal, like unironically. Yeah. And they were saying, oh, that's Booberly, that's Teaclips. So I just thought he was like, I don't know, asking something because of them. I really think Dingo showed up in my comments to try to get me to say something so he could take to Ralph.
Because it's just like, from a woman's perspective, I imagine it's like really kind of embarrassing and cringy when a guy hits you up and is like, have you burned the coal? Because what I would think is, well, this guy wants to fuck me and he wants to make sure I haven't burned the coal or whatever, you know, like, and then this whole thing where he's like, I'm going to defend you because you're a white woman, you know.
Right.
Because you're white. Like, what did you think about this?
I honestly just like didn't buy anything he was saying. I was just thinking like this whole time I know my DMs are gonna be shared to somebody else. And like I didn't want him to, like, if he was somehow really believing everything he was saying, I didn't want him to actually defend me because I didn't want this idiot to go and get hurt. You know, basically. That's just how I felt.
The thing about it is, I've told Dingo, like, Ralph, I don't think really is a white nationalist. I don't think he really cares about white people or any of that stuff. I think he cares about making money. And we've seen how he treated Randbot, you know, terribly, muting him, all this shit. And like I've said to him, like, you're going to end up as the next Randbot. You're going to be used and abused and blackmailed. Why are you still defending this guy? Why are you still associating with him? I mean, why do you think
that's very much going to happen. Because it's every single little thing that he messes up on is like going on a giant list for Ralph to take advantage of this or that. And all I could think of is either he was trying to send the DMs to Ralph to use for something, or he really did feel that way, but I don't know.
You're not too sure. I mean, I just think it's fucking crazy that he's still sticking around. I don't understand why people are so loyal when he treats them like shit and he talks down to them like they're retarded.
Okay. Well, Godwinson did touch something about not being able to get a guest because of a list. And I really think that has lots more to do with it. I think.
Well, this is the thing. We have tried to get James Allsip on. We've tried to get Dr. Dutton on. We've tried to get all these alt-right guys, TRS guys, Enoch, Stryker on. And what they're telling us is, honestly, we'd love to do the show. We see the show. You're doing great against Fuentes or whatever. But Ethan Ralph won't let us go on your show. Or we're not allowed back on the kill stream. And this is verbatim what we're hearing from these guys. And so it's just bullshit, to be honest with you. And it's his way of trying to control things. How he's managed to get to this position of influence boggles my fucking mind. But it's
then that's what it is. That's what it is. It's because of whoever controls the list that allows Ralph to gatekeep, and that's why the people are still staying.
Yeah, it's fucked. I wanted to ask.
Instead, they should all just say fuck the list and do their own shit, But whatever.
Well, it's not 2018 anymore. The kill stream isn't the biggest show on the internet, the biggest show on late night YouTube. It's not bringing in thousands and thousands of live viewers. The show barely can break 1,000 live viewers. And honestly, the numbers are suspect on DLive. I don't think my audience on DLive when I go on there is what it actually is there. If you open a separate tab of DLive, it counts it as another viewer. So you don't even have to have view bots. You just have to fire up 1,000 Google Chrome tabs and have a fuckload of RAM, and you can bot yourself 1,000 fucking viewers. So I don't trust them. So I don't understand why people give him this idea that he still has clout or he still has relevance, because nobody watches that fucking show. It's boring as shit. But I guess these TRS guys, I don't know.
It has to do with that list then, and whoever is above Ralph and giving him that position. And this is where everybody should be like, okay, gatekeeping is not a good idea, and everybody should just do their own thing.
Well, why do you think that Ralph is so obsessed with Dick Masterson? Because he's modeled his whole studio after Dick. He's calling Faith Zoomer Girl now, trying to do the 80s girl thing. And he's trying to pivot a little bit, I think, to the left or to the center. Why is he obsessed with Dick? Why is he doing this stuff? Is it at the direction of Dick? What do you think's going on here?
I don't think Dick Masterson's really directing him. I think he's just trying to emulate what he thinks is successful. And instead of being able to come up with his own thing, he's just emulating.
Yeah, that's all you think it is. I just think, if you're going to emulate anybody, Dick Masterson's probably the furthest thing from what you want to emulate for success. But
I think he just sees like the Patreon dollar amount, and that's all that he's trying to emulate.
Yeah. Well,
they started in with the F slur thing together. They started. Yeah.
What blows my mind, so I'll tell you a story here, and then we'll start to wrap up, but I'll tell you a story.
Okay.
There was a show on Showcase in Canada. It's a television network in Canada called Rent a Goalie. It was something kind of like Trailer Park Boys or Kenny versus Spenny, Canadian-style content. And I went back and I watched it, and the first episode is called The Irish Are Fags. And the word fag is used so liberally. This came out maybe 2008 or so. And I go, wow, what a different time. How things have fucking changed since I was a kid, like 10, 12 years ago, to now, where that's now the F slur, you can't say it. And you have these guys who are supposed to be edgy, risque, free speech warriors who won't even use the word fag anymore. I just don't get it. And I was really embarrassed for them when I went on Ricada's show and they told me I couldn't use that word, Jim wouldn't cater to that bullshit. He would still say fag, and so did I. It just blows my mind that this whole F slur thing. I don't know if you think that people shouldn't use it and they should be sensitive to the LGBTQ community or whatever the fuck, but I think personally I'm going to keep using it.
Well, it depends on whether you value the free speech or your monetization. And I think they're just choosing monetization. They don't actually have a hard line belief.
No, they don't have any principles. It's all about the almighty fucking dollar. And that's why we've, I don't know if you saw on my Twitter, I've put out the grifter bracket. We're doing the grifter of the year. We've got the different matchups. I'll tell you, the toughest first round matchup I've seen is Nick Rekieta versus Owen Benjamin on who's the bigger grifter. That's a fucking tough matchup. That's like the Super Bowl in the first round, you know? So I don't know. But I mean,
I see.
You saw it on Twitter?
Yeah, it's actually hilarious.
I don't know. Do you think Baked Alaska is going to go all the way? Who's Baked up against? Fucking shit. Is it? I don't know. But it's going to be interesting. We're going to get the first round results tonight on this program, which is exciting, and then we're going to do the second round tomorrow. I just wanted to ask, do you recommend that other people go into business or partnerships with Ralph or assist him at all, or would you caution other people to stay away?
I would just caution other people away because Ralph is obviously malicious. And it's not even just about like something small. It could be the tiniest thing and he'll just go after you so viciously, which is something is really weird because he just keeps killing his own engagement. He keeps making his crowd smaller. I mean, he's into all of that, right? But he's the one constantly ruining it for himself.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, if you've made your livelihood the internet and
Right.
you have these allies around you, I don't understand why you would turn on your allies so viciously the moment they do a single slight against you or a perceived slight. And the response isn't proportional. Just because you clipped one of my videos, they went and did an hour and a half fucking show on why you're ugly and fat and terrible. I don't think that that's proportional. You didn't even endorse my channel at the time. So I just don't see it. And I just don't understand why he does this, why his skin is so thin when he's supposedly a troll and a gossip mag and all this shit, you know?
Well, if you think about it, on YouTube, he would get between 6,000 to 10,000 at his height.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those people have now splintered off and they've created their own things. I mean, you seem to be part of his viewership. So basically, when I clip like everybody else of the community who used to watch him, it's just a really good representation, visual representation of people who are no longer interested in him. And I think that really bothers him.
Yeah. Okay. Final question for you. Do you have any sort of, I don't know, you call it tea or gossip or direct messages or anything else you want to bring out about Andy or Ethan or any of this shit? Is there anything that comes to mind that would be embarrassing to them or anything like that you want to get out into the open?
Well, I like how Ralph is having to change hosts right now, even though he said I was the one getting into his relationships, but his ex-GF aide just basically confirmed that it was Ralph who tried to win a fight with Josh. That he basically puts everything publicly, and there's something I won't say. Like I won't say Gator is pathetic and he'll never have a girlfriend, or that Gator's sad and no real woman would touch his penis. So he memorizes the birthdays of anime girls. You know, I won't say things like that. People want me to say things like that, but I won't say things like that.
But you're doing it though. You just Donald Trumped it. I'm not going to say he's a loser.
You think anyone's ever gonna touch Gator's penis?
No, I definitely would not say, that no real woman would touch his penis.
I don't want to say he's a loser and low energy. I could say
Right.
that. I could say he's ugly, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that. No, never.
You're doing the Trump thing. Well, I like that. There's nothing. Before we go, just touch on, because what they're doing now, right, is they're crying out in pain as they strike us, saying, oh, well, we're getting flagged down by Josh and the farmers, the fruity farms are ruining our lives. What are we going to do? Meanwhile, they've flagged down me and Godwinson and Josh. What do you think of this fucking blatant hypocrisy? And then we'll let you go.
It's absurd. She has been working with all the same people to try to take down the show and Ralph personally. And they also think I want to work with people who want Ralph legit dead, which is another funny thing. Yeah. I think they just say anything, and I don't know. I guess their viewers buy it. They want to pay this. Is this why they're paying money to them? I literally had somebody who knows nothing about the side of the internet, and they listen to it and they're like, this has got to be about something else, because this is not that interesting to listen to. So like pay you like anything. Like it doesn't make any sense.
All right.
So that's going to be looked into. That's probably the little tease that I have other people looking into this.
Ooh, it's exciting stuff. All right, Teaclips, we'll let you get back to being the leader of the Legion of Simps, the Simp Army.
Yes, I do my best work, hidden. So.
But we'll let you go. It was a pleasure having you on the program. I hope you have a great rest of your day, okay?
Thank you so much. You too.
So, coming off our incredible interview with Teaclips, the dominatrix of the fucking Kiwi farms there, who's brainwashed an army of simps, coming off that incredible interview, I wanted to give a take on a piece of news today that's shocking. And it's that, everybody, if you're not sitting down, please sit down. Steady yourself, steady your reserve. If you're a woman or a small child, I recommend you shut this off for fear of a heart attack or death from shock. This is hard to say, but Sargon won. Sargon won. It's true. He actually won. This dumb bitch, Aquila Hughes, sued Sargon. Sued Sargon for fucking copyright infringement. And Lord Sargon stuck it to that dumb fucking bitch. And he's now set a precedent, which is excellent, a legal precedent against this scam. But I'm going to let Sargon himself tell you a little bit about this. And we're going to go to Aquila's Twitter, just because I think that this is a fantastic turn of events. And flaggots like Ethan should beware. So here's Lord Sargon, the king. King Sargon looking slim. When will Godwinson apologize? Where are you, Godwinson, to apologize and kiss the stepfather's ring? Where are you, Kraut, to apologize and kiss the stepfather's ring? We will all be kissing the ring today.
Thought she would win. In 2016, after the election of Donald Trump, I was just producing content as usual. I was a supporter of Donald Trump. And I guess what we can now call officially, at least legally, an SJW, called Aquila Hughes, was expecting Hillary to win. And I made what is essentially a YouTube poop of her video to critique her lack of awareness about how the rest of her country didn't agree that Hillary Clinton should win and Donald Trump won this landslide at the Electoral College. And when she found out about this, she decided that she would claim copyright, as in sue me, for $150,000, which was her alleged projected losses on the video, the damage that she was going to suffer from me making this video, which in and of itself is ludicrous. She received plenty of criticism for this. In part, this didn't appear to be a violation of her copyright, and I seem to have been operating clearly within the bounds of fair use. And wasn't this just a vindictive thing to do? Didn't she realise that I have children to feed? Why was she trying to take money out of the mouths of my kids?
Am I aware that Sargon has a family? Yeah. Also, I don't care. They're not my kids.
And when, say, Dankula on Twitter called her out for it, saying, Aquila obviously flat out saying she doesn't care about what happens to Sargon's kids speaks volumes about the kind of person she is. To which she replied, Sargon not caring about what happens to his kids speaks volumes about him. To which Dankula...
So, I just want to point out, what a fucking piece of shit. What a whore. What a disgusting fucking person. She was. I don't care what happens to his children. It'll be good if they're in the poorhouse. They're the children of a white supremacist. As if Sargon is a white supremacist and all this fucking shit. you know. But what's interesting about this court case is they ruled against her because, one, edits are fair use and they are transformative. So if you edit content, just with edits, no commentary, like the Gunt retort is doing right now to Ethan Ralph, it's fair use. DLive doesn't seem to care, but the precedent's been set in the courts that this is fair use. And so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There's a bunch of drunken degenerates outside. Screaming. Just fucking screaming their heads off. But, you know, I want to have a look at this bitch's Twitter because she's just fucking retarded. Retarded, you know. She's playing the victim. Like, so today I found out that because I responded to a racist on Twitter, I'm expected to pay this man, who is incredibly racist and terrible, $38,000 because I responded to racism directed at me. It's just crazy. She goes, this happened in February, then in March, the very same white supremacist. Sargon, the rape man, the white supremacist, yeah, decided to countersue for legal fees because I responded to one of these little boys harassing me, calling him a racist. He claimed my case was therefore never about copyright infringement. No, what it was you ran your fucking mouth on Twitter and said, I'm doing this to bankrupt Sargon. I'm not doing it to defend my intellectual property. I'm doing it to put this guy in the gutter and to punish my political opponent. That's basically what you said on Twitter. So the judge goes, your intentions here are fucked. Sorry, case thrown in the fucking bin. You know, and this dumb bitch doesn't even understand why. You know. She's just playing the victim again, even though she tried to victimize him and, you know, put his children on the street there. If you follow me on Twitter, you may notice I'm being harassed by a bunch of white men today. That's because I sued white supremacists for stealing my content on YouTube. Well, there was no additional commentary, only cuts in order. We felt that using more than... So, it's been ruled upon. Just edits alone are enough for fair use and for commentary. That's the ruling from the judge. Where is Ethan now? He's going to keep flagging it down. As we speak, he's already flagging shit down. But I just want to show you guys, because she just keeps going and going and going. I just wanted to show you guys, like, some of these emails between the two. You know, I'm sorry to tell you this, but okay, hold on. He goes, hi, Akila. Is there any reason you've leveled a false copyright strike against me? Do you understand that under fair use, I can use copyrighted work in a transformative manner for parody or satire? I'll naturally be contesting your claim and I will win. I've been through this process with YouTube many times now. So I'm sending you this email as a polite way of seeing if I can't discuss the issue. She goes, satire or parody requires a commentary on the original work. Oh, what a stupid bitch. Putting SJW in the title is not fair use or commentary, but it is. YouTube won't be reinstating it, but they did. I've also reported your channel for doing this to other creators, and there's a better chance that YouTube will be taking down your channel in its entirety for re-uploading content without express consent. Well, Sargon's channel's still there. Sorry, bud, there's nothing amicable here. You've made your stance clear, but hate speech is not to be tolerated by me or by any institution. Well, do you know what the reality is in the United States of America? It is, but, you know, if you want to make a commentary, please put yourself on video and say something. Otherwise, it's all just cowardice. So in one sense, she's saying Sargon is making hate speech by doing this video. And then she's also saying there's no commentary and he's a coward. So it's interesting. Sargon hits her with... Hi, Akila. I'm sorry to tell you this, but editing is a transformative process and can indeed be used for satire/parody. I'd recommend speaking to Jonathan McIntosh. It'll help you understand the nuance of the issue. YouTube will reinstate it. I'm sorry we can't deal with one another amicably. Not sure how any of this can be construed as cowardice. Personally, I would suggest a comedian who is unable to take the banter and appreciate satire would really be the contender for the coward in this situation, but that's just my opinion. Looking forward to hear how this is somehow a form of racism. P.S. Please don't put kisses in an email to me. As you said, we can't be amicable, and this is a form of sexual harassment. Much obliged. Fucking base Sargon. King Sargon. Kraut better kiss the ring. What banter? Putting SJW in the title of a video isn't banter. It's not a conversation. It's you appealing to the worst part of humanity. People who think they're looking out for the greater good as bad or evil. You're a troll, and I get it, but you do not have my consent to use my likeness or my work. The commentary required for legal satire has to come from the party using the original. No, it doesn't. You moving pieces of my work around is not your creating commentary. She's just so dumb. And she goes, I've put all the kisses I want in an email I send that wasn't a solicited response. She goes, no one called you racist. Well, you said he was like full of hate speech and all this shit. It's a good day. It's a good day. Sargon won. This dumb bitch is out 38 grand. She probably won't even be able to pay it because she's a comedian that doesn't have a fucking job. So she's going to actually end up being the one that's bankrupt and in the street. And honestly, it couldn't have happened to a nicer cunt. That's my opinion on Akilah Hughes. She's a fucking cunt and a dummy, and she got what she fucking deserved. So we'll move into the final section here, where we're going to go over the results of the International Grifting League. Alrighty there, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the closing segment of the show, where we're going to have a look at the results from round 1 of the International Grifting Championship. Very exciting stuff. Round 2, the polls will be up on Twitter tomorrow, early in the morning. In fact, I might put them up as soon as this video is over, and you can begin voting on round 2. But the results need to be revealed. The people want to know who is advancing and who has been defeated in the International Grifting Championship. We're going to start off with the results from Shoe on Head versus Revenge of the Cis. And what I think is a very shocking upset, Shoe on Head has defeated Revenge of the Cis 55.2 to 44.8. Shoe on Head, honestly, is a dark horse to take this whole thing. I honestly thought Revenge of the Cis had a chance to go all the way, but there is a dedicated hatred for e-girls out there like Shoe on Head, and it is what it is. I, personally, if it had been my selections, instead of the Academy of Kino and Nectar, I would have put Brittany Venti in over Shoe on Head. And in fact, we might do a poll where we do a play-in for Venti versus Shoe on Head in the next round. In fact, I probably will put that up. We'll see what Chad has to say about that, but I think it might not be a bad option to give Brittany Venti a chance to defeat Shoe on Head for biggest female grifter, because, but who knows? That's just me just being an executive trying to fuck with the rules. When it came to Nick Fuentes versus Ethan Van Shiver, no surprise here, Mr. Fuentes won 63.6% to 36.4%. So that's no big surprise. Medicare versus Memology 101. This was a fucking a big time matchup. I wasn't sure what was going to happen because Memology is such a lazy sack of shit and just is fucking terrible grift, but Medicare pulled through 56.4% to 43.6%. Daddy Jim is on to the next round. In the biggest curb stomp of the fucking day, Ethan Ralph pulled 92.3% of the vote versus Dame's 7%. This was 95 to 5%. The Dame A-Logs tried to rally to get him to double digits, but Ethan Ralph is probably the prohibitive favorite right now to win this whole thing, but I mean, it is what it is. When it came to Zoe Quinn versus Ian Miles Chong, and what I think is a shocking upset, to be honest, Ian Miles Chong has come through. I think a lot of these are recency bias, like people forgot what a grifter Zoe was, or they don't care anymore, whereas Ian Miles Chong is more relevant to the now. But people chose Ian Miles Chong over Zoe Quinn. Ian Miles Chong is another one of these dark horses, like a Shoe on Head, that you wouldn't think would go far, but Ian Miles Chong has people who really hate him. I think the biggest upset in the history of anything, Dick Masterson defeated Baked Alaska for the crown of biggest grifter. I am really shocked, and I think this is recency bias as well, with the whole new Project 2 grift and all that shit. People think about Dick more, but Baked really is like the filthiest, lowliest grifter. And I almost want to overrule that and give the W to Baked, but the people spoke, and they believe that Dick Masterson is a bigger grifter. And it wasn't even really close for Baked. So... and another blowout, Anita blew out Jeremy Hamby. I don't know who Jeremy Hamby is, so this was no surprise to me. And in the ultimate showdown of grifters, this was like fucking razor thin. It was back and forth. It was a fucking battle between Owen Benjamin and Nick Rekieta for the biggest grifter. But Nick Rekieta edged Owen out 51.1% to 48.9%. That was basically like the Super Bowl in round 1. That was a fucking big time matchup. So going into the fucking the pairings for next fucking next showdown, let me just get them pulled up. If I can, if you will. Let me see if I can get this pulled up for the playoffs. Fuck you. Come on. Where the hell is this shit? Oh, well, somebody will fucking figure out the matchups and send me a fucking image there. But it's going to be some very interesting stuff. So stick around, guys, because we're going to hit the music. But before we hit the music and we close out the show, it's humiliation time.
I am, yeah. Larry Cohen.
Chat loves you. They love anybody who fucking fucks with me. Alright, which I understand. I like them too. That's how I got divorced. Alright, next on System Says.
Hey, but you know what, Ralph? I hate that another black pill for you guys that you're never truly divorced. You're married one.
Well, she was an apostate from Islam, so.
Hey, well, you married her. I don't make the rules.
Well, I mean, God, I'm sure God doesn't even count that anyway, right? I mean, they're like, they're heathens or whatever in the first place, right? That doesn't count.
They are. Yes.
Yeah, so that didn't even count. God just turned his gaze away. He didn't even see that happened.
Yeah, but I mean, Moses also married someone that was a godless heathen as well.
Yeah, but, you know, Moses had a little more attention on him because he was like, you know, the chosen prophet and all that shit. I'm pretty sure God's going to let this one slide. Yeah, he's going to let this one slide.
Ralph's going to get a fucking visit from an angel tonight and he's going to be like, shit.
Plus, I mean, you know, she's an apostate from Islam. By your logic, she's going to hell anyway, so I don't really have to worry about
Well, I mean, if she
seeing her
left,
in the
if
afterlife.
she left Islam, and she's not, you know, worshiping the devil anymore in Islam. then
But
maybe
she's not
she-
worshiping God. She hasn't accepted Jesus as her Lord and Savior, so.
She's certainly getting closer. Not
Well,
worshiping Satan anymore.
Well,
Like,
okay, that's closer, but she's still going to hell by your metric. All right.
That's why you gotta.
Ralph just really wanted to say his ex-wife is going to hell. That's it.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
That's all he wanted.
He's like, my ex-wife's not gonna be in heaven.
You said she's not going to be there. Now, you know, if she
stays the godless heathen, then no.
maybe I'll see her again in heaven. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if she doesn't believe in Lord Jesus Christ, that's where she's gonna go.
Also, we got married by justice of the peace, so it wasn't really officially.
He made a promise.
It was a non-denominational service. All right, let's keep going. Young Dad says, I'm saving my last dime.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road, that's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, we'll travel like that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on.